Okay. She'll be coming in probably right at 7, like 7:01 or something. But we ain't gonna need her for because I gotta go over some stuff before she can do her
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So,
All right, get rid of this. All right. Yeah, we in there. We live, bro. We lit. Hold on, let me
peace,
make sure
guys.
everything lit
Peace.
because that Zoom can't tell.
Yeah, let me look on your channel and see what's up.
Yeah, we up and running.
We up, we live,
Yeah, we live, we lit.
we busting heads and twisting caps.
We twisted caps. We can't roll that intro for y'all, but we told y'all we was coming with it. You know what I'm saying? We out here. Yo, Matriarch's back on the land. This is the sequel right here. We got Big Mama. Big Mama finna set the record straight once again. Oh yeah, we lit. Hey Raw, you wanna go on in on you want me to roll that clip?
Uh,
Or you
I
gonna
need to
wait for
go. We're gonna wait for the Empress to play the Cry of the Mothers.
Oh, okay, all right. That'll
All
work.
right. But before we do that, we're gonna end up playing the 100 Monkey Effect. I'm gonna explain what's going on with the women,
Mm-hmm.
the matriarchs, and the historical significance of the matriarchs declaring their um, birthright to the earth right to restore balance to earth.
Okay.
Right. So we're familiar with a little bit of American history, and the Declaration of Independence was the uh, protest of the 13 colonies allegedly to the King of England, who they felt was oppressing them, right? So what they did is they wrote up a Declaration of Independence. But what most people don't know is this was done by the Continental Congress.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't done by the corporate Congress, right? The
Right.
Continental Congress is the Iroquois Confederacy,
Okay.
right? So we talking about the Southern states, Confederate armies, Confederate politicians that look like us. Some of them is from the tribes that's preparing this document known as the Declaration of Independence. The goal of the Declaration of Independence um, was to separate the colonies from England because England was excessively taxing the colonies, and England was enforcing oppressive laws from England over here, right? So the colonists was begging in letters which king was that? Let me see if I see which king it was. The King of England. Um, so they was writing him begging for reprieve from the oppressive laws and the high taxes on their trade goods. Now remember, the colonies was set up by the Northwest Trading Company, the Virginia Company. Most of those 13 colonies were actually 13 companies, right? And these companies was like GM, Ford, and Chrysler. And the government, the president, is taxing them excessively. So they need some reprieve and they can't live their life without the restrictions of all of the rules that the King of England is enforcing on the colonies or the companies in America. So, in the quest to get free, they come to the natives of the land. The natives of the land say y'all have to publicly declare. That means make a statement in the public, according to the oral tradition. Your separation in the form of a declaration to declare yourself independent from the Crown of England, right? So from this document, they set up the first constitution at the Constitutional Convention at Union Hall in Philadelphia. But the second constitution was drafted when they assassinated Crispus Attucks. They used his blood and to tie us into a contract for a 200-year blood war. But the vampires versus those who wear the wolves, and we wore the wolves. So it was vampires versus lichens. They call us lichen because we look like kin, but we not. We a whole different species of human from them. But they look like us. But they ain't us. So what did the colonists say? What did the colonists say in the Declaration of Independence that would make it be pertinent to be revisited now so that we'll understand the jurisdictional authority of the matriarchy to reclaim the right to put the kings walking on the land, wherever they at? When they called the life and called the light by the matriarchs, they have to show up. If they in the custody of the legal fiction, they have to produce them. But the matriarchs first, in order to be in their own jurisdictional authority to issue the decree, they have to first declare themselves, declare the matriarchy has returned, right? So the Empress is going to read the document that she wrote up or had me write up as her legal writer to assert the jurisdictional authority of the matriarchs. The thing is we need 100 matriarchs in order to have what's known as the 100 monkey effect. The 100 monkey effect is a survival instinct that hits the great egregore or the universal mind, and it activates the survival protocol in the species. When they declare the matriarch has returned, they are activating the first and the second law of nature. They got a right to preserve themselves, and the second law is they got a right to produce offspring and protect their young. And those two override anybody that's just using one. So the survival mechanism of the mother and her additional powers drawn from nature makes the mama bear that weigh 385 pounds ferocious enough to fight off that 500-pound male that if she loses, he's gonna eat her babies. So at this point, we can't afford to lose because they're eating our babies for real. They adrenochrome harvesting our babies for real. So in the show cause part, we talking about fraud, non-performance, and total belligerency to the consciousness of the people with the level of wickedry they brought over here. That level of wickedry is belligerent to all tribes on the land. Right? So we have to figure out a way as the collective tribes to get rid of the legal fiction that was artificially inserted at the establishment of Washington, D.C. So, Elder, can we play the 100 monkey effect so they'll know what the 100 monkey effect is? You on mute. You on mute. You on mute.
And the tape with the lady crying, that's the only one I got. The other one, they wouldn't let me get it.
Can you go to YouTube on this Zoom?
Let's see.
I'm gonna message Empress and see where she at while you doing that.
Uh, yeah, just let me know which one it was.
It's short. It's about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think. I think. No, scroll down some more. That
Right
one right
here.
there. Yeah, it's a minute and a half. They just chilling in the they just chilling in the hot tub. You see the monkeys, the macaques.
Yeah.
You don't got no sound.
Don't got no sound.
Nope.
Uh, let's see. Okay. That's okay.
Started
That's funny.
started back over. You just
Yeah.
put that. You just muted it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, can you hear it?
I can't hear it. I don't know if they can hear it on the. Let me see.
Yeah. It's going. I don't know why it ain't playing the sound. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe I can do it like this.
For a span of 30 years, scientists were researching a species of monkey called macaque. Perhaps you've heard of the 100th monkey experiment. Over a span of 30 years, scientists were researching a species of monkey called Macaca fuscata on an island in Japan. They were providing the monkeys with sweet potatoes by dropping them in the sand. The monkeys liked sweet potatoes, but they didn't like the sand and dirt so much. A few monkey children figured out that they could wash their sweet potatoes, and some of them taught the technique to their parents. Only a few of the adult monkeys did this, though. This went on for some time until one day the monkeys who actually knew the technique hit critical mass. And bingo, the technique started spreading faster than it did before. Monkeys started learning it really easily across all of the Japanese islands nearby, as well as on the mainland. They knew that there had to be something that wasn't yet understood about how a species is connected to itself. So, what did we do? We tried it on humans. Our research team made a picture out of human faces, about 100 faces hidden within a single picture, but at first glance, you could only see about 6 or 7. They did several surveys with a few hundred people in Australia and said, all right, find the faces. Most people could only pick out 6, 7, 8, 9 or so, not many more. After that, the research team went to Britain and aired the picture on a closed cable BBC special that was shown only in England. They showed where all of the faces were, every last one. Half of the research team, which stayed in Australia, did the experiment again with new subjects, and lo and behold, people were just naturally able to see more faces. After this experiment, they knew that something definitely connects us all, and the field of noetics is learning more about it daily. It's mass consciousness.
All right.
So that's the 100 monkey effect and how it works.
That I want to mention to you.
That's the 100 monkey effect and how it works. And it also proved with the experiment in England that it also applies to the human family. When 100 matriarchs read the declaration of the matriarchal return, it'll activate the survival instincts of nature in the men to enforce the jurisdiction of the matriarchs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a side effect of the women having a hive mind of their own. So you can engage them with 100 women or 100 matriarchs, and the more, the faster. So every sister that's over 25 with 2 or more kids is classified as a matriarch, right? But she might not be the matriarch of the family. If you under 25 in the instructions then you would be your grandmama's or your auntie or your whoever everybody go to for the holidays, for family gatherings. That's your big mama. If she don't use social media and you under 25 and you a woman, you can say from the hand as the handmaiden of Big Mama Shirley, right? And then you can read it, right? So where the name go on in the document, she'll say, "My name is Ashley Jones, handmaiden to my Big Mama Shirley," right? Because she's be authorized now to read in the public record her mother's jurisdictional standing as a matriarch to request the matriarchs to join forces to retake the earth. They can't stop it. And we're using all of the science and laws of nature to make it effective. Everything is going to the great law and under the matriarchy. And once the matriarchs from around the world start asserting their jurisdictional authority to reclaim the land, because the culture says that they have to do it at the close of the age in order to cover 7 generations of offspring to come. A generation in their modern terms is roughly 20 years. So what's being done now has to be a workable plan that applies for the next 140 years at least, right? But we going into the age of, well, we in the age of Aquarius now. We going into a golden age. This is why the money has to be backed by gold. This is why the banks have to close, because they're not backed by anything. Which takes us to the Declaration of Independence that we need to revisit. So in the Declaration of Independence, the Continental Congress put this together, and it was announced on July the 4th, 1776. And it starts off the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume the powers of the earth. That's critical, right? It says to assume the powers of the earth. That means to take on the power that earth give you as an earth-born sovereign, right? The separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. That's why we activating the first and second law of nature when the matriarchs read this in there, and this is the same thing they doing, but only they are not telling you that this is derived from tribal culture. So I'm in my daddy house. I don't want to be in my daddy house. I want to start my own clan. I need his blessing. I have to tell him why I'm leaving, where I'm going, and what my intentions is to get his blessing. If it makes sense and it's not causing harm to other tribes, he blessed me off. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. When it doesn't work, that's when you become the prodigal son. You have to return back to your father or mother's house in order to regroup, reassess what you've been through, what you've done, and then figure out a new course of action that will take your life on a trajectory to where you need it to be for the benefit of you and the ones you're responsible for, right? So it said equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitles him. That's the only time in the document God is mentioned. Just to make that a point. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation, right? So the Empress is determining that it's time for the matriarchs to reclaim Earth based on a couple of things, right? I mentioned some of them earlier. I mentioned the adrenochrome harvesting and theft of the children and the shipping of them around the world for illicit sexual purposes already. This already made public. But there's other things they're doing, like usury in banking. It's belligerent to Big Mama's Bank. Big Mama's Bank is the family's bank. Black and gold, vice lord colors. The black and gold is the symbol of the gold and the coals, because coals used to be a source of financial trade when we was using coal for fuel to burn in the stove, the wood burning stoves or the coal burning stoves. My big mama had one in her living room, and she used to burn the block of coal in it every day. And the block of coal keep the embers hot all day, right? So the belligerency of the banking system, which is the creature from Jekyll Island, and Jekyll Island is the island of Dr. Moreau. The island of Dr. Moreau is where the amalgamation of species take place. The great melding pot, the crucible of God, where you come for one drop of blood of the original earthborn, the oldest tribes on the planet, is from the Americas. The great Atlant that became known later as Atlantis, right? It goes on to say, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That means the evidence proved themselves, you don't have to prove it, right? The receipts is receipting, the math is mathing, and the matriarchs is taking over. Come on in, y'all, to give me some uh-huhs and some okays so I could get in the groove. Unmute yourself. Okay, so it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator. Now, you know the creator of everybody is a woman. That's the first thing y'all got to remember. We didn't come out of the womb of a tree. We came out the womb of a woman. So this is the patriarchs getting permission from matriarchs, because everybody got a mama that formed and fashioned them in her womb. These unalienable rights that they speak of, this is one of them. Under the great law, it is the absolute right of the matriarchy to godfather the gender of the earth determining contract, which produce all of the females of all species at one time as the populace of the planet, in flora and fauna, in animal life, all the way up to human life. At some point, we got permission to be men on the planet coming through the portal of life from a group of women that they called the goddesses, the gods, in modern times. It say that among these, meaning unalienable rights, is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They have deliberately obstructed and taken the lives of the chiefs of the land. They have restricted the liberties of the known chiefs of the land that the people know, but they have disgraced and belittled them so that the people will see them as some form of belligerent peoples to the nation. All the time, they're not belligerent to the tribes, they belligerent to the legal fiction masquerading as our government, right? And that definitely hampers the pursuit of happiness. So this is more reason for her to initiate the matriarchal takeover, right? That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving just powers from the consent of the governed, right? And the consent of the governed is the collective. When the matriarchs decide that they no longer want to consent to this tyranny, they got the right at the close of the age to change it. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends. It is the right to alter and abolish it. It's in their declaration that these rights already exist before this document is written. So that means we grandfathering some laws pre-constitutional, pre-declaration of independence when we say that the right to alter or abolish it and to institute new government laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its power in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. We ain't been safe since them policy enforcers has been at us. This is why we got the Nation of the Bloods and the Nation of Crips. Tukey woke them up because of what was going on in the 60s and 70s. They were shooting us in the back. They was killing us in strangleholds with batons, right? They knew who Tukey was when they set him up on the same murder case that they said. It's exactly a mirror case to Geronimo Pratt, who they also knew who he was, Sergeant at Arms, right? You got to get all of these war chiefs off the land so that while we in this intellectual war, they won't take them back to bloody warfare, right? Which turned out to work in our favor because now we in the jurisdictional right after the expiration of the 200 years contract on July the 4th, 2019, right? That gave us the right to close all of this shit out, right? And then it go on to say, prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. The blood of our children are not light and transient causes. The rape of our women are not light and transient causes. The kidnapping of the chiefs of the land and holding them as bond servants is not a light and transient cause. Those are what you would call in nature a severe offense. That's offensive to nature and belligerent to the collective tribes. With no big eyes, no little U's. All right. Where was I at? Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while the evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. That means y'all so complacent with this artificial government that y'all fight the other chiefs just trying to get us back under the great law so we can have heaven on earth again, right? And but we ain't doing that because it ain't working. This government is dysfunctional and it's belligerent to over 5,000 tribes. It's only cooperative with 5. So out of the 5 so-called civilized tribes, we still got 5,000 tribes they got to answer for if they want to remain here, and they have no answer because they have not produced one. They have no answer to why they attacked us and kept us in this warfare, and they start using murder tactics to keep the chiefs disassociated from the land. To undermine the pursuit of happiness of the collective, they only wanted the pursuit of happiness to apply to the 1%. We disagree strongly, and all of the mothers of the clans also have disagreed, or I wouldn't be here. It says, but when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariable the same object, and vices are designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for the future security, such as has been the patient sufferance of the colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present king of Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts submitted to a candid world. Let the facts be submitted to a candid world. Then they go to over the list of grievances of all of the stuff that the Crown of England was doing that made them declare their independence. The irony of it is every single one of these same grievance points that they made in the Declaration of Independence, the United States corporate government is in violation in about 80 to 90% of them. They doing almost everything that made the colonies separate from the crown. All right, now we in a Pluto return on a stellar alignment on a 200-year turnaround, right? Back, because you got to see everything going out that you've seen coming in. We at the part of undoing this declaration and reestablishing the matriarchy and putting the tribal mothers back in charge so that the chiefs can be more effective on the land. Resources can be allocated to diverse places across the land to allow people to live in pursuit of happiness in the name of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and walk the land unmolested and without cause by a rogue system and its wartime policing efforts of the slave patrols. Now we go back to the tribes patrols, where the tribes is governing their own territories. And if they set up something, it won't be called police. It will either be called Sharif or Marshal, because that's the pre-existing law on the land. Chief Malik Angel Bey, he the law. He supposed to ran these motherfuckers out and they knew it, so they kept him in prison down there 50 years. Right? So we got a right to call him forth. We need to see Angel Bey. We need proof of life. We need a speech. We need him to tell us about the conditions of the land that he was supposed to expel the enemies and how the enemies kept him from performing his function that he was responsible to the collective tribes that he was given as a birthright. Larry Hoover is the same position. Larry Hoover has to come forth and tell the people why he's the chairman of the tribal committee, and he can't tell the people what's going on that's preventing him from organizing the politics across the land, because he is the political leader, right? The vice president of the collective clans. And the president, we need him too. That's the Yamasee chief, Chief Thunderbird Black Eagle, Miku, right? Who is that, Elder? Tell us who that is. Give us some background on that man so they'll know who I'm talking about.
Man, niggas online, you know, on TikTok, they saying that Baba ain't a chief, but this is the thing. Baba got paperwork and he got the whole nine. He got every single thing that you could think of. Even if you say he was an outlaw chief, we got that part covered. And we got the paperwork to prove that he's a chief on the land. 1993, right? The tribe had already filed all the paperwork. He got everything legit. And two, he goes back to Ben York. He connects to Ben York and the Shoshone tribe and the Shinnecops, because Ben York was mixing in. Then Ben York would mix with the Yamasees and Empress Patrice. And that's connecting with the tribes down in Louisiana, Slaughter, Louisiana Reservation, the Chata, Chief Warhorse. And the standing chief, the standing matriarch for Empress Patrice since she passed away is her daughter named Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is the standing matriarch for the Watchashop, and in connection with Chief Warhorse. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so like a lot of people never even heard of these people, you know. But like I say, tying into Baba, Baba is the one that was like during that time. In 1992, George W. Bush, he signed I think it was the Right to Indigenous People Act, and Nubians on the land could start getting their land back and claiming their land, right, under the international laws, right. And Chief Warhorse was one of the ones that did it. and Empress Patrice was going forward. But that triggered Baba to go ahead and say, since we was already on the land, we got that 400 or some acres down in Edenton, Georgia, and we was already on the land. The next step was, now that we on the land, let's take back the got to get the paperwork. We really didn't really care about the paperwork, but since they said that we get this paperwork, we can be legitimized, we went and got the paperwork, 1993. So it's way bigger than what people think. For people that say,
Elder, do that have anything to do with Empress Verdiasi?
Yeah, Empress Baba wrote in this book, and I think it's the Let's Set the Record Straight book, but I'm not for sure. One of the old heads might could drop it in the chat. He wrote about Empress Mama Rapper. I can tell you what book it is that he wrote about her in his book, and he said that Matriarch was going to get him out. That it was a woman that was going to get him out, right? And he made this.
But Empress Verdiasi was Gostinel Bay was the one from Louisiana. She went with the ancestors now.
Yeah, the Washington.
Yeah, she sued and got 69,999 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think it was. No, I think it was. I don't know what for sure if Empress Patrice did it. She got something, but I know that Chief Warhorse did it. Chief Warhorse is the one that got the 60 some acres down in Slaughter, Louisiana, and they turned it into a Choctaw reservation. And she went to the international courts, got the paperwork the same, looked similar, I think, to what Mama Radberg got on some land down there, like the Louisiana Purchase, all that. You know, they raided the Killer Clowns. They raided Empress Patrice. But like I say, I believe that the standing matriarch right now for the Washington will be passed down to her daughter, which would be Wendy Williams. I mean Wendy Washington is her name. And they got a brother named I think her brother name is I forget her brother name starts with F. Fredericks or something like that. She got a brother that's standing chief, but yeah. So all this ties in together. And then we got shout out Kufu. Kufu saying all like the paperwork and this and that. We need to get Kufu on, see what his perspective is. But a lot of people are here too to hear the update about the master teacher and the paperwork to get him out too.
Let me interject right here. Now, remember, you said in '93 they told Baba he had to get the paperwork that proved his descendancy and as the chief of the tribe, right? Mm-hmm. So if they say Papa's not a chief, they got to know what make a chief. You born that way.
Go ahead.
You born as as my man saying taken. You born with a particular set of skills. And these particular set of skills is going to take you on a trajectory. The chief is first assessed by his personal immediate family. Then he's sent to his extended family for examination. And if they are passing through, then they present him to the public for examination, to other tribes. So he ended up staying in strange places with people he don't know. Remember they said Tupac could be sleeping on a motherfucking couch. You walk in the house and here go Tupac on a couch sleep. That's what he was doing. He was performing his rights as a traveling chief. He got to meet a certain amount of other chiefs in order to get a certain rank. Right? That's what the 50 niggas was about, which was 50 niggas. The Negus Kings. This is why the last outlaw that rise up 22 years later was Nipsey Hussle, rolling 60. Right? Marathon continues. That's a Crenshaw flip off a Kershaw flip. That's a knockback to Chicago off the West Coast. Tribes knocking tribes in order for us to pass messages in the enemy face behind his back the same way he been doing us the whole fucking time. Right? So now we deal with these same issues in our time that the colonists dealt with when they declared their independence. Their system proved to us that it does not work for us. Right? Did it prove it or not, Elder?
Right? It don't work.
But
For how long?
Is there anybody that you personally know, Elder, that think the system is working for us as a people? I don't know nobody.
Not as a people, but it's some couple people who getting their part. They think they doing good because they, the devil that gave them all this money, and they think that they living good. They like the way it is. Some people
That's
like
the
the way it is.
individual. That's the individual. Under the
Yeah,
matriarchy, fucking individual. We talking about the collective.
Yeah, as a whole, right now in 2024, we say, hell no, we ain't buying no more what they sell. We ain't buying no more what they sell. We all bought out. We all bought out on everything they decided to sell us. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap, my nigga. Kick rocks, run that goal before you kick them rocks. Yeah.
Hey, look, you ever see that movie Sun Ra?
Yeah, I was just skimming through there. You talking about he come down and said that. Yeah, go ahead.
They was telling us way back then, right? Remember how all the people was looking at him like he was crazy? But then they found out that he wasn't crazy, right? So this where we at. As a people, we got options, right? A lot of them want to fight me and say fraud and all that shit. I'm cool with that. But this is the great unity call. This is not the call for separation. This is a call for the mothers to be restored to their positions and the fathers to be restored to his honor. And the only way we can do that, we have to put the systems that the earth is supposed to run on back in a proper place. These systems encompass economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war, plus health, right? They're using the healthcare system to keep us barely alive, so that they can exploit our presence by absorbing our resources, right? So since they want us barely alive, we want to live. We want all of the tribes to have access to the resources that belong to them. We're not asking for favors. We're not asking for somebody to give us anything that's not ours. We not even asking for shit. We telling these motherfuckers we back for everything they owe, and it just so happens that they owe us every motherfucking thing. So when we get done taking back everything, the chiefs of the land, even the ones that's coming out against us, has to be ready to come to the leadership summits so that we can properly allocate the resources to the people that's supposed to secure the resources of their own tribe. The Empress is not in this for her, and she ain't in it for me. I don't want the fucking job. I'm just the person that was most suitable to complete the task. And the ancestors said that the one that know the way must lead. It is not an option. I know the way, and I'm trying to show everybody we at the precipice of a monumental moment in history that many of us never thought we would live to see this day come, when we overthrow the enemies on our backs and we rise back like the feathers the chief wear, spread out across the sky, flying like an eagle. We need to ascend to the fifth dimensional mind matrix by seeing through the bullshit and recognize the real over the fake. As long as you coming out and you not paying attention that I'm here for you too, then you slowing progress down. You think because you the chief of the tribe and we claiming our shit back, that it don't got nothing to do with you. If you the chief, you got to come to the leadership summits to collect your resources for your clan because they will be available if you're the chief, right? The women's summits are a whole different set of summits. Those are the matriarchs trying to help a lot of these sisters that's been damaged heal so that they can be more effective, right? In spreading the energy of the love frequency without the interference of the selfish gene, because that motherfucker about to get zapped pretty soon, right? If we've been watching the sun, the solar flares, we know that something is going on. Earth and the sun is talking. We already got source codes that the Earth and the sun is negotiating the genetic development for the next phase of humanity. As an eternal being, we had to find something constructive to do for eternity. So we let the mortals tear it up. Then we come in as the gods and put this shit in proper order, in short order. Right?
Hey, Rod, we got a quick question, Rod. Now, you got people in the chat, they talking about the paperwork that the Empress, that Mother Empress Radbird got. And they said, what do they got to do with owning the land? How does that prove that we own the land?
Keep watching.
Go ahead.
Keep watching. We at the part now. Keep watching. Because we already did the necessary due diligence as pretenders to the throne to secure our birthright as the number one male birthright inheritance on my side and number one female on her side that gives us the jurisdictional authority to override all these corporations on the land if we follow the tribal tradition. The only reason why she even needed the paperwork is because that paperwork was the seizing of our rights back from them. They were surrendering back our jurisdictional authority from their legal fiction, because those are called foundational documents. And under the doctrine called the fruit of the poison tree, when you get the foundational documents, all things that's built upon the foundational document then is rescinded. That means all their laws are actually null and void under the matriarchy right now. And the only reason they still enforcing them is because the people don't know that the matriarchy is rising back to prominence to restore the balance to the land and the people. I don't care about the paperwork. I care about feeding my people. Fuck your paperwork, wipe your ass with it, feed these people. That's where I'm at with it. They can take their paperwork and they paper chain and they paper trap, right? And they can go on about their business. Hey, Elder, play the cry of the mother. I'm going to try to call Empress and see if I can't get her on in here.
All right, I'm going to play it right now. I don't think it's gonna play the sound. You know what? It might play the sound since it's on my actual on. This shit right here. Let's see. Like, see on StreamYard, it'll let you play with this. Let's see if it play.
She in the waiting room, Elder.
Okay, all right.
While this play, you can go and let her in.
All right, let's see. She must not be. I don't see her in the waiting room.
You just give her a second. She'll pop up.
All right.
Oh, this is so touching right here.
Okay. Can y'all hear it? You hear it?
Not yet. You just click the mute off, but the mute on the other one is on.
Okay.
Ain't that a mute right there? Oh, no, it ain't. You just got to turn the volume up.
I got it turned all the way up. Can you hear it?
Not yet.
Hold on. It ain't gonna play it then. This Zoom ain't gonna do it. It's the screaming you ought to do it, but hold up. Let me try to. I may do it like this. Okay. Right here. All right, now here we go.
I don't know why I won't play, Elder. Empress
And
is
here,
in the backstage.
I don't see Mama Rabbit.
She says she backstage.
Yeah, you see her? She must be on the wrong Zoom. Yeah, she must be on the wrong, like another. You sent her the link.
Hold on, let me resend it to her.
Yeah, send her the new link. Hey, Rob Bot, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We're about to get it cracking. We waiting on Mama Rabbit to come in right now. Hey, y'all, share and like, man. Let everybody know we live. Get it on Instagram, TikTok, all them sites, man. Let them know we about to bring Mama Rabbit on. Everybody share real quick. Everybody make a share. We got 2,000 people, man. Everybody make a share in this joint. About to turn up another notch. Hey, y'all, be sure to go check out my little bro Faye's Black History Month, the new hit, man, on this page, man, the new video. We're gonna have it in the links. We're gonna have it in the links, man. Yeah, we're gonna be taking your questions and concerns. We see all your questions and concerns. They're saying, you know, if you said something funny, we block you. I'm telling you, we're watching the chat right now. You say anything crazy, we're gonna boot you. We from the boot, right? And we're gonna boot you right in the crack. What? Too, for real.
So look, right now we just trying to educate the people of what's going on the land and what's taking place with the collective tribes. We not over here doing this for one tribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's at least 5,000 tribes that we are working on the behalf of it, and about 80% of them don't even know. They think that that the people, the ancient tribes, was gonna leave them hanging and let this shit continue. This shit over. We got every reason to close the corporate government. And according to Q, DC is currently expired right now. You on mute, Elder.
Hey, yeah, Rod. Hey, that's another. Hey, DC is expired. Okay, so we ain't really been hearing much about the president election, man. I ain't really heard much about it. It's like they ain't promoting it like they usually do.
Look, I reported on Joe Biden's son arguing with senators about his father's dementia. I posted that shit 2 years ago. Right? And now it's starting to roll into the mainstream. I wrote about Vince McMahon being a sex trafficker, and he was hiring Tony Atlas was his buckbuster. Right, that was his job. He was the buckbuster. The boy Orlando, what was his name? Orlando Jones.
Brown.
Nah, he was a wrestler. I think his name was Orlando Jones, and he was the Intercontinental Champion. But they had to make him that Masonic offer to see if he was going to sacrifice his manhood for success. Then so check for the Empress, see if she's there.
Yeah, I'm waiting on her right now. I just sent you the link again. Maybe she got the wrong link. I'm still waiting on her to come in. Oh, hold on, no. Oh, no. Okay, there she go right there. Her stuff is on the. Okay, I'm sorry. There she go right there. It's under the people of. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Let me make her the host. Yeah, now it shows good.
There she go.
Oh yeah, we good.
Hey, put her Cash App up in case the people want to donate to her. She don't ask
Hey,
for
what is
nothing.
it? What is it, Rod?
I get it. I get it. I have Phoenix text it to me.
Yeah, text it to me right quick.
She don't ask nobody for nothing either, and she pay all her own everything. She don't ask nobody for shit. But people want to show gratitude sometimes, and we obligated to accept gratitude offerings for those who want to give it, and that's how they get their blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's all it is an exchange of energy. But the reason we don't ask for nothing is because we don't want people to think that we in this for the money. Mm-hmm. We don't need no money to get Malachi out. So if somebody asks him for some money to get Malachi out, they don't have anything to do with me or the Empress. We don't need no money to get Malachi out. We just need her to state her statement of jurisdiction and for the rest of the matriarchs to do so that we in the jurisdictional authority to issue the order for his immediate release. And it's a process that we following, and this is part of the process. We can't see you, Empress, your camera.
I don't know what's going on with my camera. Just let's see.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I wanted to make a quick little statement. So this is a public notice. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Timestamp, dated, format, legal for all. It's approved for all legal matters to exchange data from the hierarchy to the clans. This has nothing to do with the U.S. government, and this is only association with all of the collective clans across the land. This is bypassing government, going straight from the hierarchy of the tribes to the rest of the collective clansmen across the land to be informed of the return of the matriarchy and our great mother being put back on her throne in order for all of the women to be properly received as the tribal mandate and the great law requires. Due respect is given to the elders, and from respect, we get knowledge and wisdom in exchange. So if you give the Empress your love and respect, she's going to spill from the mouth of the master the wisdom of the ages. And with the wisdom of the ages, we can defeat all enemies that come against us with the power of the tongue. All of the things she speaks is enforceable by the laws of nature. And by the laws of nature, when she speaks, it's as if nature is speaking itself. She's just the vehicle by which nature uses to relay the message to the species that she belonged to, commonly called humans on the planet called Earth. This is the return of the ancient ones with the birthright and the blood right to restore the righteous back to their prominent positions across the planet. She is the spearhead, the flaming spear, and I am the flaming arrow. And together we come as the flares in the sky rising like the phoenix to alert the clans that the clans no longer is obligated to the U.S. corporation. Once the matriarchs across the land has spoken, it is final. And the lead matriarch to issue the first proclamation of the return of the matriarch is going to read it. And then following her reading of the declaration of the matriarchal return, I will be posting it on my Instagram page and my Facebook page so that other matriarchs would be able to read it into the public domain the same way. And with that being said, if the Empress is ready, I want to present to y'all Her Royal Highness Empress Rarebird of the Shalagi Cherokee Nation, operating from the Pure Trust Foundation of the collective people.
Love and light, everyone. I'm having some video difficulty. And so if you don't mind, Rod, just give me a few minutes to go out and come back in. The host, I don't know, it's not even showing me that I'm host, so I think I'd be all right to go out.
Yeah, you host. Let me switch it back. Hold on.
Yeah,
All right, now go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
So this is a monumental event. This is a historical event that's taking place today.
Right.
The date is 2/12. That's a New York knot on the New Yorkshire. Yorkshire is England. And remember, it was the King of England that was behind the corporate fraud to begin with, and it passed down to Queen Lizard Bitch. And from Queen Lizard Bitch passing, that gave us the right to reclaim everything in that Jubilee year before she passed. And this is why we got everything back. We got the certificate and the gold. We got the rights to the land, the rights to restore the balance, the right to restore the matriarchy. Most of these inalienable rights is inherent in the matriarchy alone.
So make sure that camera button is on, that you can see your face, because we couldn't see your face. We could hear you fine, we just couldn't see you.
Right, that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to let's see. See, it's just something that's causing my face to be blocked.
And that's normally don't never happen.
That never happens.
Some type of security feature, because when I go on, I've gone on his show many times. I just normally undo the, camera and do the voice, and then I'm like, oh.
I know. I don't know what the issue is. So,
Spirit may be protecting you tonight. Sometimes we have to look at it. Sometimes Spirit protects. One time I had got on his show and Spirit did me like that, and all they could do was hear me and they couldn't see. So it could be that something or someone is there that Spirit's protecting you from. And so sometimes we have to roll and look at it like that.
Okay, nope.
So look at it as that and tell them that for whatever reason tonight, Spirit wants you to hear me and not see me, but it's not the seeing me that you need to see, it's the word.
Okay, I got it.
You see what I'm saying? So because it's a message, because sometimes Spirit's
So that was Empress getting advice from our chief of staff, Phoenix Rising. Ain't that something about the Phoenix Rising? The Rising Phoenix, the return of the ancients, the restoration of the righteous.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was a connection right there. That's yeah. Me and Phoenix gonna probably be on one day this week.
Whenever you're ready, Empress. So we're experiencing some technical difficulties, but when we get to it, she's going to be reading the declaration of the matriarchal restoration and the return of the matriarchy across the land, the restoration of the great law. All this is coinciding with the laws of nature and is being enforced by nature and nature's God. And all of those who don't understand what's going on, if you don't have anything nice to say, just be quiet and watch. Because we want to make sure y'all do stuff to keep yourself safe. Right? So
Okay, so what I'm going to do, can you hear me well?
we can hear you, beautiful Empress.
Okay. I'm just going to blow up my screen a little bit so you guys can actually see what I'm reading. Can you see my screen good enough?
Um, Probably on the I can't see it that good on here, but probably on the YouTube they see it better.
Okay, can you see if they see it good on the YouTube? Because if not, what I'm going to, you see it really good? Okay, so this is the actual call for all of our clans, mother, our matriarch, and all the tribal on earth, tribal lands all over the earth. And before I start to read this, we've set a goal for 100+ women to come on to what is it?
Dr. G.
Dr. G's House Awakening.
House of Reawakened Minds with Dr. G.
That's correct. On next Tuesday at 8 p.m. And there'll be a link to it is already set up. And I'll show that momentarily. And I don't know how we can get it to everybody who's watching tonight. But I'll put up the actual trying to think of I'm lost for words. The actual flyer to this on next Tuesday for all. We're asking 100+ women to come on to read what I'm reading tonight as our public notice that we'll be returning to the land. So please join us at 8 o'clock on next Tuesday. And a link will be also posted on my TikTok. Everywhere there's a link to be posted, we'll make sure that it's posted. Okay. All right. Can you hear my bell? Can you hear that?
We can't hear it, but do your ritual, even if we can't hear it. It just give us a moment to clear our heads before you start reading this important information.
Okay. Let's just have a moment to just breathe and take in 10 deep breaths. Just shake off any obstacles that have been in your way today. Anything that's vexing our spirits, that we just start over at this moment and take in some deep breaths. So that we can honor our ancestors, the spirit of love, the fruit of the spirit of love, mercy, truth, justice, freedom. Let us honor ourselves. that we're standing before greatness, which is ourselves. And whatever happened prior before now doesn't matter, because all you have is the now, which is a gift for the present. And the now is a gift for our future, and our future is now. Don't let any negative energy enter your field. Guard your hearts and your spirit. Abide in spirit of truth, the great law. The greatest law is love. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I will now begin to read the public notice. And those clan mothers who are already on the call tonight, if you would please join me as I read. You read out loud for your clan and your tribe and your restoration. This is a public notice of tribal origin, destination, and application for the collective benefit of all clans, knowing or unknowing of the tribal mother's right to assert as tribal right the restoration of the great law, the grandmother clause, and mother's right to serve and protect offspring of herself and all other mothers similar situated. I am Empress Mama Rarebird, mother and matriarch with direct blood ties to the earth and the first earth inhabitants, called in modern science genus Homo or sapien, the root to the matrix, being matriarchal, and I, as mother, as long with other mothers, are authorized by Prime Creator to regulate our species DNA by mitochondrial analysis of Y chromosomes to heal, correct, repair, and host those who carry the Y chromosome as responsible fashioners of future generations of men by divine decree and order. As our ancestors spoke into existence all that existed, we, the mothers of the earth, tribes speaking for Mother Earth, channeling Prime Creator through a pure heart, clear mind, and direct link through life's all portal, called in modern terms the uterus, womb, and mystically as portal of life, that all children, male and female, must come through as children of the earth. Sun, moon, and stars manifest as sentient beings endowed with the genetic code to always restore, maintain, and support a balanced life as a caretaker of the earth and teachers of all humanity. We now speak the great liberation of all clans, tribes, and families called in modern law by misnomers of nationals, citizens, voters, and the public, giving false names to intentionally and with malice and forethought mislead all the earth tribes into unconscious surrender of birthright, inheritance, and sovereign standing before all tribes, with a mother's stern rejection. I and we say enough. As a mother and matriarch with the blood and the rights secured by the great law, protected by spirit, and enforced by agents of prime creator, whom are called angels. Oh, as a mother and matriarch with the blood and the rights secured by the great law, protected by spirit, and enforced by agents of prime creator, whom are called angels of righteousness. I say, this is the mother's right to protect, rear, and raise children in a free and open society with reverence for all that is good, fair, and just in maintaining universal balance on earth among the varying tribes in any and all social conditions. We call for a definite and clear end to public displays of deception and privately held secrets designed to usurp the nature-given inalienable rights of any and all clan members, and their prospective leadership, whom the legal fiction has derailed and undermined from fulfilling tribal functions and proper administration of tribal law. I, Empress, Mother Rarebird, call to life and call to light all chief being bound, restricted, captured, and held captive, also informing by public notice, time stamped and dated in an archival format before all clans across the land, according to our tribal tradition of the spoken law, with neither acknowledgement nor approval being needed from the legal fiction now defunct, formerly known as the United States Corporation, as the United States Corporation, as the United States Corporation. It is by superior jurisdiction and competent discourse I and other clan mothers inform the tribes of the orders in agreement with the collective tribes to return to our tribal ways, asserting our oral tradition and inalienable rights to return all clans back to the great law. Return all clans back to the great law. Return all clans back to the great law without delay nor obstruction. This is my notice. This is my decree, publicly announcing the returning matriarch and a new beginning across this land. May it be so, so it is. Ashe, 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 and so be it. And so it is. So just sit in that a moment. I want everybody just to reflect in silence. So now that I've spoken the words of the order, we've started officially the movement to restore our tribal mothers and their right to their offsprings, their right to the land to assert their jurisdiction. Now, this is a call now for all the tribal mothers. I don't care where you are on this planet, to join us next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to put this up on the screen. And then if you go to Dr. G's channel, YouTube, it should be there as an upcoming event. And we're asking 100+ women to join us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for this reading of the movement for the clan mothers to be restored back to the land.
We need tribal mothers and elder women. Those right now are the frequency voices, the aged voice, the seasoned voice of the mother that been yelling at her kids for 25 years. The strength of power of speech from that voice, the love and compassion that comes with the corrections from that voice. This is why the elder women's voices have been trained that way. So when y'all come together, it's an unmistakable takeover, return back to the righteous. The elder mothers, the more elder mothers, the better. Thank you, Big Mama. You're doing it.
All right. I
feel
didn't
it.
get to post the Cash App as you had asked. I did send it over.
Yeah, we posted it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we posted it for you. We got everything locked in for you, Big Mama.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this link over. Rob, did you? I don't know why I can't see anything. I'm not used to it's just
Big Mama, you know you're supposed to have a handmaiden to help you with all that stuff. Where's she at? You're supposed to have a handmaiden with you. And she's learning from you. And normally she's an errant youth between the ages of 12 and 18 when you get her. And you teaching her how to get her life in order. And in return, she's giving you assistance with these, what we call trifles. You're supposed to have a handmaiden, at least one. Sometimes you have more than one, but you ain't supposed to have less than one. You probably already know who she is, but you just didn't know if you're supposed to take her in yet.
Well, I have to be totally honest. It's been a lot. I haven't dropped the ball too much. And that's because I've had some help from my side of the fence. And with everything that's going on, of course, I'm I have to say I'm a bit little overwhelmed.
That's why you're supposed to have a handmaiden, and she help you with stuff that make you have a easier flow to what you're doing because you've been doing a mighty work. And the work that you've been doing, if it's anything as strenuous as the work I've been doing, you definitely need a handmaiden. She supposed to have been there with you the whole time, but we probably overlooked it because you probably was busy focused on the other duties that you didn't take her in. But you learn how to become royalty from being around royalty. It's called getting the rub. You imparting wisdom up on the errant youth, and she's sucking it up. She's going to be a better adult than most of the modern adults because she's being directly imprinted by the Empress. Just the customs of the land.
Yeah. I think that I probably could do better if I would learn how to do my own platform and take the time to learn my TikTok and learn how to learn how I already know how to do Zoom, but learn how to use my YouTube channel, and that way I feel like that I could do a lot 10 times better if I would be able to learn how to work my platform. And this is a different platform than I'm used to, and then some I like things a certain way. People that know me know that I I just display a way to do things where things are in order, and if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Now listen to this. If you had a handmaiden, right?
yeah.
That do you know how them little kids like to be on their phone all the time?
Yeah.
She doing all your techie stuff and it's giving her a sense of responsibility that develops the self-esteem and builds the importance to self to develop and to blossom. And this is where you hear the term, I want to be like you. Because they see the growth difference as they grow between you and them, and it looked like a almost insurmountable growth level. But they realize by being around you, if they be themselves and just take it easy and flow and just listen to the wisdom will guide them around all the obstacles without them becoming ensnared. That's what the emperors do. She teaches the queens how to rule queendoms.
Yeah.
That's called getting the rub, baby. That's getting the rub.
Well, there's a lot of announcements that need to be made, and but we're gonna do just one announcement tonight.
You
And
finna do the other one?
excuse me.
Are you about to do the other one?
Well, I'm getting ready to show the screen of next week, the calling of all clan mothers to join in making a public declaration of restoration back to the land. And so if you guys would, it's already set up, as you can see. Uh, can they see it? It's not on the screen.
No, we see it. We see it. Empress Shark and Rare Bird, Negro, calling all clan mothers to join in making a public declaration of restoration back to the land. It's gonna be on Dr. G's page. We're gonna actually lock that link in this descriptions and comments on this tape too. for them, so they can click right on it on that particular date. We'll advertise it on that date so they can be able to click on.
So all clan mothers, we're asking you to come in on Tuesday, February the 20th, 2024. And as you can see, let me move this thing out the way.
So for those who don't know, when I say handmaiden, what I'm talking about, it's a personal assistant, but it's really an apprentice, a trainee. But they called them handmaidens because they was always on one of either the left hand or right hand of Big Mama. But it became looked down upon under the European nobility. But they didn't call them by handmaiden in the native tongue. It was more like a goddaughter would have been a more accurate description of what they was. But they became known as handmaidens in the Middle Ages.
Okay, so I also wanted to are we going to do the announcement for the coordination?
That's up to you. You can do as many announcements as you want.
Okay, so we haven't gotten all the flyers or anything together yet, but that's in the making. The committee formed today that the coordination for me will be done on April the 5th through the 7th. April the 5th will be arrival. It's going to be in Tallahassee, Florida. Okay, so that Friday is just
Meet and greet.
meet and greet, hang out a little bit. All the day Saturday is like a big family reunion. People from all over, all the tribal nations from all over the world will be coming to this event. And so all of day Friday is just all of us just bring your grills, bring your tents, bring your coolers, bring whatever it is that is going to make you feel a part of. And we're going to have some vendors and some I would think some live music or whatever. And we're just going to hang out. So bring your cards and your dominoes and your game playing tonks, your checkers and your chessboards and all of that, children games and all of that. We're just gonna have one big family reunion on Saturday. Okay. Then on Sunday is the coordination ceremony, and we're asking for everyone to wear white and gold, or all white, or gold, all gold, or a combination of white and gold on Sunday for the actual ceremony. So there'll be more details as it unfolds. So just wanted to kind of let you put that on your calendar. And then on let's see, April the 26th, I would be speaking in Delaware. I'll be the keynote speaker, I think, on the 27th. Let me pull that up. There we go. Yes. And I'll send this to my email so I can share it on my screen.
The mystical significance, Empress, is from the Carolinas. Big Mama called all tribes to war. In Florida is where we fought. So Florida is the finish line now. The FL is the flip. Shout out to Uncle Luke. Um, but Florida the finish line, and all of the Chiefs that cross the finish line at the end is qualifying themselves because they following the spirit of the return. So they winning basically by crossing the Florida state line.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
And that's where the marathon ends in the Keys. The Florida Keys is the bridge over troubled waters. Troubled waters is salt water, and salt water is tears. And the tears is the trail of tears where they swapped us out and committed the paper genocide and told us that we wasn't on the land no more. But the truth is, we ain't never left. We always been here. We was here before they came. And bon voyage, we gonna be here when they get kicked off the fucking land. It is what it is. This is Big Mama's return. It's the restoration of the clans by reallocating the resources back to the people and allowing the chiefs that's running their clans to be more effective in their duties of raising better offspring so that we can correct the trajectory of humanity for the next 7 generations. All tribes on deck. All tribes welcome to participate. Know that the islands are involved. South America is involved. The Samoa is involved. Tonga is involved. Hawaiians are involved. Everybody is coming back to reclaim their birthright because at the close of the age, when all contracts are settled and all debts are cashed in, then the scales is balanced. And on the balanced scales, we raise Big Mama back to her proper jurisdictional authority and get the drag queens off the land. And I'm talking about the pedophile priest cult. They wear dresses and pretend to be the priestesses, operating under the false pretense of righteousness, but doing the wicked behind the scenes. This is who we came to remove from places of power. We talking about principalities and powers in high places that usurped the people and interrupted their pursuit to happiness and freedom on earth. This is a great planetary escape, the largest prison break in the history of history. We breaking out of prison by turning earth back into heaven. It's a love game. And don't nobody love like we love, because it's oh so deep and oh so true. Because I love you. You love me. And we love them too.
Oh, ain't that sweet? Ain't nothing but love going on. Yeah. So thank you for expounding on that, son. Thank you. This is the other event that's going on. It's called Spring into Action, that is actually hosted by Dr. G under House of Awakening Minds. And you can register for this conference. She spelled conference wrong, but that's okay. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. It's perfect the way it is at the moment. So on 4/26, we'll do a meet and greet from 6 p.m. to 10. And then the main conference will start on the 27th from 10 a.m. to 9. And I will be the last on to come in because I don't want to mess up nobody's groove. Because after me, it won't be anybody that follow me. So I told her I would take the last slot, and I think that's at 6 or 7 o'clock. And then we have a holistic day, which is Sunday. We go on a walking trail. So if you would like to register, please go to register at
Reawakening Man.
www.houseofreawakeningminds.com. And young elder, if you would you please put a link in
Yes, ma'am.
for everybody?
I got it. I got it right here on the screen.
Okay. So,
Oh, Big Mama, we got to talk about the structure of the reading on Tuesday too. So we're gonna call me after we get done.
okay. We're so proud of you. There's no way, that I've been waiting for a long time since I've had these charters and to connect, to go to the next level. And there's a lot of things that have happened great because of you, Chief Pontiac, which is my son. You know what I'm saying? You've been a trailblazer for a long time, and you probably done took more hits or just as many hits as I have on this journey, and still taking some. But I tell you, here lately, every time somebody hit me, it's like I don't feel it no more because I'm numb to it. It's like I just keep going because the work has to be finished and done no matter what.
And
You know,
once you walking in your power like you starting to do, wait till it'll come all the way on. When you step all the way into your power, they ain't gonna even bother you. They not gonna bother you as much as a fly do a cow. It's not gonna it's gonna be ineffective. It's like it's not gonna even move your meter.
and
You
I want to also thank young elder. You kind of grew on me, but I like you now. I was like, do
Hey,
I
I'm one
like
of
you?
Big Mama babies. I'm one of Big Mama's babies. I
I
put the song out.
know.
Big
I
Mama's babies
used
is back.
I say I don't know if I like him or not, but you know what? I have to say I love you. And I
Hey, I
think
love you too.
I think I just see you soften up ever since Big Mama been home. Oh, that next day or two, I saw you take off your shades, and I saw that little boy kind of mama home now, y'all. Everything gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, Big Mama babies is back. We pull
Yeah.
up, we pull up at the back.
And I like that you went to bat and shut some folks down and tie their tongues up. But we got a little room in a committee for folks that been running their mouth. We just waiting till the right time. And then I'm a walk away and say I don't want to know what happens to you afterwards, so I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, Big Mama say knock you out, you get knocked out. Tell it.
Mama said, knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said, knock you out.
So
Shout out to Clyde Smith. He is Shinnecock.
So I don't know if you have my personal information, but I haven't given the okay, but I'm giving my son the okay to give you my personal information.
Thank you.
And he'll give me yours. And welcome home, son.
Oh yeah. You already
Okay,
know.
see then you're in the house when you get my personal information.
Yeah, we in Big Mama's kitchen cooking and fixing the plate.
Yeah, we get to have some good fish on the stove. Some good coleslaw.
So that's why my daddy wanted to raise me in the city. So when me and young Elder talking, we wouldn't be too country for them to know what we was talking about. He was a country boy, the city slicker. So look at these killer clowns doing L.
Well, Big Mama
Hey, look,
still country.
look,
So
they say we was all Moors, right? How is it 5,000 tribes? Where was the Moors tribe land on the land? Where was they settled at? Right? Because we got over 5,000 tribes. Which one of them is the Moorish tribe? See, if you don't know these answers, then you're going to get trapped up in your dogma. Right? Because we know everybody was different tribes, and different tribes were settled in different areas. This is not even a secret. There at no time have the only thing that we all probably call each other is Nishnab, the people. The etymology of the word Moor is not ancient. The etymology doesn't agree with the declaration that we are Moors. Right? If we was all Moors, right, it's over 5,000 tribes. Which tribal designation was your land spot? Was it located at? On the land? Was it next to the Cherokee? Was it next to the Chickasaw? Was it next to the Iroquois? Was it next to the Mississippians? What about the Dakota? What about the Lakota? Was it anywhere near the Pueblo? Right? Where was your land? Don't say all over, because no tribe was all over the land. But we make tribal confederations that link us across the land. Right? So when is we all Moors? It doesn't make sense. How can this be ancient Morocco when Morocco not ancient? You can look up when Morocco was established as a nation. Right? How is this Al Maghrib when no maps say it's Al Maghrib, and it's always Al Maghrib is literally in Northwest Africa? So they try to tell us this is Northwest Africa. This is not true. This is the Atlant. This Atlantis. Some of our cities sank, but this Atlantis, this ain't no motherfucking Northwest Africa, no Morocco. Right? So when you're looking at the tribes and you know that the way that the tribes are structured, we never all called ourselves one thing. Right? The Ottawa call themselves Ottawa. They don't say we Ottawa Moors. Right? The Iroquois, the Chickasaw, they don't say they Iroquois Moors or Chickasaw Moors. So if you gotta be cognizant of how the elders talk to us. Dr. Clark said a statement doesn't have to be true in order to carry a truth within it.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Rod?
Yes, sir.
Was Ben York a Moor?
Ben York, yeah, he was a Moor. He was
All right, so
Spanish Moor.
All right, so Ben York made kids amongst certain tribes. And so
Right.
would those kids be classified as Moors?
If they identified as Moors,
Okay, so
they can be classified as Moors.
And Ben
But
York just one of the cases. Ben York just one of the cases. There's a whole bunch of them.
Right. They was running sweetheart swindles on Big Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And then they was giving pale-face sexual liberties with Big Mama's daughters on the land.
Mm-hmm. So some people are Moors and natives. That's why the Empress Patrice put Washita Moors on the license plate, M-U-U-R, because she knew that
that's a whole different designation. M-U-U-R was one of the terms that got caught under the umbrella of Moor. Because remember, we went over the catch term. Moor is a catch term. It's in order to classify various different groups of people under one name for the Conjure War.
No, Ben York had a son with Shatakaweah. Is how you say her name. And
Sacagawea.
Yeah, Sacagawea. And that son will be classified as a Moor, right? And anybody that come under his bloodline will be Moors.
Anybody that identifies
not just Moors, but that term can apply to them.
It would apply to them because Ben York was a Spanish Moor.
Okay.
And anybody identified with the York line, which means continue to carry that last name without deviation, honors the father line of being York. But you can honor the father line if your mother come through that line, then you can push the father line, you flip it to the mother line in order to give the mother her land rights back that was usurped by the patriarchy.
See, that's what the connection is. It depends on if you're going with your father line or your mother line. But I think over here we was going with the mother line, and over there they went with their father's line. Like over
the mother line determines your inheritance rights.
Yeah.
The father line only determines your leadership rights. Right. So the male kings is followed on the Blue House. They getting their leadership rights from the blood of their fathers. Right. So if he was under the Red House, he would be a guardian of the land like Angel Bay, and he would get his birthright from his mama to break his generational curses. He had to take out the leadership position because probably in the past life he turned it down and it didn't go well. And he ended up having to do the job anyway. Right. So now what we looking at, all of this is going on in real time. These is the tribes reclaiming our shit.
Right.
And if you're a tribe from the land, don't get offended. But if you're a foreigner, you need to be very offended. If you're the $5 Indian decided with the invaders talking about we don't know what we're talking about, we say we was already here, you're gonna get treated like the enemy.
Right.
But the $5 Indians that's upholding Big Mama's instructions to continue our ceremonies that we are being murdered for practicing so that the ceremonies could continue to go on. And they the ones telling people them old Mississippi and them Afro kings is the one. They was the kings who wore afros, right? They call them the Afro kings. That's Tukey line. On the fatherland, leadership, ruler, master of the knock, right? So we looking at the tribal structure, but we still got warring tribal factions that want to go against getting their shit back just by aligning with the ones that's following the redemption process using the original tradition of the tribes to restore the land under the matriarchy and the great law. When they wanted to negotiate, Baba said only can negotiate two things, right? One condition and one law. That's the condition is put the great mother back on her throne. And to return back to the great law is the one law. And the one law is the first principle as taught by Larry Hoover being the principle of love. That's the green light. Sufi order. Sufi is Sofa, which is short for Sophia, which is the wisdom. And the wisdom teaches comes from the mother to the child. And the mother raises the child. My mama told me beware and watch for snakes. She said they look like they real, but they ass is fakes. So I cut the grass to map my own fate. Stay on top of the game, never taking a break. These reptiles will sliver, crawl like a river. Be thankful for the wisdom my mothers be given to keep them serpents inside of the children. They say this is life, nigga, but this ain't living.
Right.
You feel me?
Hey, you got it.
Mama give you the game, and daddy show you the way.
I tell you what, I feel like once Big Mama is put back on her rightful place, that the land is gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet on the land. Tell me, sweet waters on the land.
Look, we finna have Mardi Gras for the whole 2025.
Yeah.
It's called a national celebration, but I call it the National Mardi Gras. I've been saying it for 5 years.
I know, but we can't. I know that the Mardi Gras is not until next year, so we got to have something in place I mean, the people just can't just wait for the Mardi Gras. So that's why I
No,
have,
I'm talking
I know, but I'm
the
just
Mardi.
saying, let me say, let me
Yeah.
finish. Let me
Okay,
finish.
excuse me, mama.
Don't make me get that hand.
My bad. I'm sorry.
All right. Now I need everybody, I need you to slow down a minute because we have to, there's like this place that people are hungry right now. And we got to look at right now. We know what the future is. We know that the Mardi Gras is coming and we know, but we got to have something going on until we get there. And that's why the 12 steps and all that is gone on over the course of this land for many years. A day is many years. A day is like 1,000 years. And the condition that I've found our people, because of the powers that used to be, we have to address that. And how do we create pockets of refuge while we're going through the process? And that's what I would like to hear more of.
Do you want me to go into it?
I do.
So, in the continuity of government package, there is a National Guard emergency resource services available to the people. Once the matriarchy is in control, they can issue the order for the National Guard to do food relief and go door to door and drop off food to houses, make sure that everybody got food, and make sure if anything happened to the local water system, they got clean water. All these things goes already they waiting on the green light from the matriarchy established. So when we get a certain consensus of mothers on board with you to activate the matriarchy, then y'all begin to order leadership summits. The leadership summits is so we can determine where we need to allocate resources. The resources is to make sure everybody has got food, clothing, and shelter no matter what. Nobody's sleeping on the street unless they want to sleep on the street. You shouldn't have to sleep. There's no excuse for people sleeping on the street, for homeless mothers with children. All of these things will be addressed by FEMA once the matriarchy is firmly understood to be back in power. They will begin to automatically start to offer relief. The relief is going to be activated by the shutdown of the banks and the closing of all stores, because nobody will be able to pay anybody because the money will be froze. So when the money freezes, people's going to start to panic, but they're going to be telling them on the news not to panic because the National Guard is on standby to offer relief to their local communities. And it'll be up to the local communities to determine what resources they need, and then they will have a FEMA representative in which anything that they don't have currently on hand, they can order it and it can be there within 24 hours. So the relief package is in the continuity of government protocols already to be activated when the tribal mothers reclaim the right. And the first thing that she wanted was, I was instructed to make sure that all of the needs of the single mothers and the displaced mothers and children's needs be met first. And then we start dealing with the ones that come after that. But it will be all of the systems that were formerly non-productive will have more resources to provide. We're going to close a lot of systems down, and some of them, like the Small Business Administration, is going to be holding the family bank um, classes. So when the resources get allocated back to the clans, they all have a family banking committee set up and to know how to set it up. We also have currently sites picked out for training centers for the doula training and for child psychology training for doulas. Some doulas are going to be doula slash life coach. Some just going to be the local birth doula who only deal with the birthing part. Then you're going to have your deaf doulas who's taught to see out the elderly. All of these things are already set because all of these was the grievances I had to resolve before I can come to you and say we ready to restore the matriarchy. Did I miss anything that you asked?
No, that was perfect.
Remember, I told you that the National Guard had executed their right to sheep dip forces from the other branches of military and placed them under the authority of the National Guard to make sure they got enough staff.
Yes.
This is what it was. This is what it was for. It's all, everything is in place for the matriarchy. Once it's activated, relief will instantly be being doled out to the people. Haiti already made it clear that if the countries of Africa is not at the gate, they're not trusting nobody, because every time they trusted somebody, they got crossed out. So they only gonna deal with African nations for their relief on the grounds part. The financing has already been allocated from the coffers of the defunct corporation that was left to Haiti for reconstruction and reunification of tribes and to fund large-scale feeding programs for the people of Haiti. Haiti will be the remarkable first nation to be seen clearly where we understand how the matriarchy works by watching how they restructure Haiti in real time. And it's all timed by the building of the canal, which is symbolic of the restoration of the canal of Big Mama. And the activation of the canal is symbolic of Oshun's return with the sweet water.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure all these things was in place, because what good do it make coming to you without no solutions? I was told to bring solutions when I came back home.
So I know a lot of people have asked, how far we from I know we have a lot of pans on the on the stove cooking at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had some people to ask me about Dr. York, and I've had some people to ask about what does all this have to do with them? And I don't know what them is, or what does that comprise of, them and they.
Yeah. I don't know who them and they is,
I don't either.
but everybody on the land gonna have an opportunity to bump straight. We're not dealing with none of the divisive tools of the enemy that was used against us under the age of Pisces. We are breaking free from those divide and conquer measures that was used to subjugate everybody by giving us the idea that the people subjugating us was somebody entirely different from who it was. So no, we're not going to continue none of these hate campaigns.
Nope.
We're not going to continue none of these convert your child to a homosexual campaigns. All that has to stop. The matriarchy, the first rule is, how does it affect the children? The second is, how does it affect the earth? If you say negative, negative, then you can't do that on earth. So that's automatically the first test for if something is workable into the future of a golden age is how will it affect the children and how will it affect the earth? It can't affect neither negatively, because if one of them is negative, the other one going to automatically be negative, which is going to reject that idea from being applied. The automobile industry is about to shift from the electric cars to hydrogen fuel engines where your car can run off water. All of the old cars, there's gas, there's going to be free modules that they're going to be given to your mechanic, and you have to pay your mechanic to put the module under your hood so your car can run off water instead of fossil fuel, which is to clean emissions for the air. They already running the chemtrail cleanup program, and this is why in some places the snow look like styrofoam, right? And it's not melting like regular snow. They cleaning the chemtrails up because they were preparing Earth for the species that was trying to overtake us, and they was going to terraform the Earth to be more hospitable to that species than the Earthborn. But since they lost and they've been evicted, we got the right to restore the balance to the air, the land, and the water. There's going to be a moratorium of 20 years on commercial fishing from the ocean so that the population of fish can recover. But in the meantime, we have what's called deep sea farming stations that'll be set up for a different way to use the oceans to produce food to feed the people, right? And they will be different from the mass harvesting of species until they're extinct. You have to give them a chance to recover now. So it's going to be a moratorium on commercial fishing, but we're going to have specialists teaching the commercial fishers how to stay in business using deep sea farming.
Yeah, and
right?
So I also wanted to talk about the doula classes that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And on February the 16th or either the 23rd, because
I think
this is like a much needed uh, for our people because of what's been happening with our babies being born in these hospitals that have the unsuspecting mothers not even knowing what they're doing to their babies. So Phoenix, Rising Phoenix, will
mm-hmm.
be given that class on February the 16th or the 23rd, which is going to be up at the doula center, upcoming doula center. And so we will be letting everybody know more about that. So we are recruiting everybody that wants to either become a doula, and even if you don't have the credentials, past credentials to do, this is for you as well as those who are in the industry that want to get out, that want to, not work under the corporate structure as we know it now. So she wants to be getting that information out. She's somewhere over in the room somewhere, young elder. If you want to bring her in to talk about that so that we can get so they can get some more information and she can tell them give them a little bit more information about that. Is that all right with you, son?
Go ahead. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Rod, send her a link.
Say that again. I
What'd
didn't
you
hear
say?
you.
Oh yeah, I'll just send her the link. I'm gonna send Phoenix the link.
Okay. She watching too, so she'll be right on.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. So also she's compiling a registry of doulas. So if y'all know a doula, and because people be asking us where's the doulas in their area, and we have no central database where when people ask, we can say there's a doula in your city and her name's such and such, and this is her business line.
Yeah.
Right. So she's compiling also a registry. This is the pilot to the major doula studies that's going to be hands-on in-house. You will be able to live at the doula's training centers for free. You know, your meals will be paid for, but you have to perform your responsibilities to help keep the place tidy and other whatever your chores be. You'll be given chores that's consistent with you being there. So you won't have to pay nothing, but you will have to sweat equity somewhere. You might have to help paint rooms. You might have to do help put the baby beds together, whatever, just to keep so everything is in house. All of the stuff that's going on in the doula center, we want to use as much outside resource as possible for the upkeep of the place. So different people will choose their own responsibilities that they feel like they can accomplish with their skill set as they go through the doula training. That's coming after everything is back online. So we got several sites um, pegged for doula training centers. Some of them look like opulent mansions, by the way.
So she's coming now. I'm getting ready to hit the she's coming in now.
So y'all can welcome my chief of staff, Phoenix Rising, the rebel of the Haitian Revolution that came to help us put this new world in order. Come on, Cherie Williams, aka Phoenix Rising, from Phoenix Rising Winds Academy. Let's keep winning.
Yes, yes. Hi, greetings, greetings, family. So I won't be on long. I know you all are probably wrapping up, but I can, I know me and you talk Empress, Rare Bird, Big Mama. So for you to call me Mama, it's have to call you by your official title.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, nobody can explain nobody's stuff better than themselves. Okay. And
yes,
that's
ma'am.
why I want you to come on in your own words to tell the how uh everything is going to be ran, the dates and all of that. I don't want
Okay.
to butcher that up.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Well, so actually the classes will start at Rising Phoenix Academy because like you were saying, we're kind of in the in-between season, while we're waiting, like just like Mardi Gras be 2025, and I'm sure our doula center be open in 2025. We're in the in-between center. So ironically, I was gonna be having doula courses through the Rising Phoenix Academy this year. And so when we were closing the conjure and when you came to us, um, I kind of entered in through the academy and joined on one of my co-instructors because there was so much interest in it. So classes will officially start March 28th. I'm probably, I know me and Young Elder were talking about me getting on his platform this week, potentially, if not this week, next week. It's so much information. I wouldn't even do it this justice to try to do it in 3 to 5 minutes. But maybe the 16th or 23rd, and you know me, I'm very into astrology. The 24th is the Virgo full moon, which is, like I tell y'all, it's the big mama moon, right? So as you will be calling forth all the matriarchs, the 100, so we shall be calling in the energy of the divine feminine energy of doulas and midwives and handmaidens and assistants and all of those energies and bringing people out of those hospitals and out of those areas and in. So I'll get with Young Elder on the side so I can properly introduce it, but we will do not only doula. I know people have given the word doula, but it will be a doula, a midwife, a childbirthing course, a breastfeeding course, a postpartum birthing type of course. Because, we don't just stop messing with the mamas because the baby's not what we call the shoot. That's not what we did. We still dealt with the mama so we can help them. I pulled the baby's natal chart. Matter of fact, I have a reading for a client that I'll be doing later this week that, I don't need just yours. Let me pull the baby's charts. We pulled the daddy's charts. We got to pull everybody's stuff, right? That's what y'all probably have now labeled like Chief said, God mamas, that's us. I always call them my babies because I don't care if you're 26. We don't let you go. We're with you for life, for the longevity. We let you know what's the baby's spiritual gifts. We let you know what's the assignments, probably how many lives you've been here. If you come from other planets, because people aren't, everybody, contrary to popular belief, everybody is not just from here. You not maybe only been on these islands. You may have had multiple lives in multiple places. So those are our things and assignments of, yes, taking care of the mama, bringing the daddies back in the birthing process because they have shot the daddies out, pushed them out the labor rooms, don't want them catching the babies, made it so cold. We're not doing all that. We want the daddies in the birthing process, bringing that in the post birthing process, not just the daddies and the mamas, but the whole family, the whole tribe. So it's not overwhelming. It's a reason that Big Mama went from having 18, 20 kids to just one or two, if you're lucky, because people felt so overwhelmed that they were doing it by themselves, right? So we're going to be bringing that whole tribe, bringing the family, having the whole family back in not only the birthing process, but post birthing. Like he talked about, quote unquote, death or transitional doula, not just for if you're older, but, fortunate or unfortunately, some souls choose to come as an assignment, sometimes to clear family's karma. And so we've dealt with what you call the miscarriages or stillbirths or whatever. What do you do with those mamas? How do you help them? Do we put the mamas in the tubs? How do we help with the breastfeeding? Those types of things. You have to help those energies as well as those of us who are assigned to help souls move to the other side so they're not caught up in this reincarnation cycle. Because yes, funerals is a ritual. So all of these things and energies will go in. I don't like to just belittle it and call it a doula class because to me, I'm very passionate and I know it got colonized and then, then they wanted to profitize off of it, but it's really a spiritual assignment. So I know it's a little bit longer than what I wanted to go, but like I said, I will hopefully get with young elder, if that's okay, we can maybe talk.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
do
then
one this week. We'll set it up. We could do
okay,
Wednesday
yeah, because I
this
want to
week.
properly present just a little taste of what, and this is going to probably have to go 2 sessions because I mean, we're going to go into how we used to do things in our various cultures. I'm going to go over various different cultures because, yes, here in the Americas, we do have a lot of people who may have come here from Haiti or Jamaica or the Philippines or whatever. I want people to go back to their tribes, their cultures. I know, yes, it was 5,000 tribes, but even if we can get 20 of them in and start inching them in a little at a time, let's go back to our indigenous ways. All right. Ashe.
Also,
Thank you.
Phoenix is the death doula that sought over the death of the age of Pisces, and she's the birth doula that oversaw the birth at the age of Aquarius. So she has been on her job since I met her, um, aiding and assisting in the closing of the Haitian conjure, and she been right there every step of the way, taking care of business,
And that
standing
canal
on
is still
business.
being built. Yeah, standing on business. And like I said, find y'all something safe to do. Not only am I a doula, but I will remind y'all I'm a spiritual assassin. I am the chief of staff to Chief Pontiac, and I am the spiritual armor bearer to Rare Empress. Yes, I have been in the comment section. And so when I tell y'all find y'all something safe to do, I'm not saying it because I think it sounds cute. I'm not saying it just to say it. I'm saying it because I travel. And I don't care what little YouTube names that you hide behind. She is nice, but I am not. Because I ain't Big Mama. I'm the daughter. And with one folks, you always say, don't play with my mama. And if any of y'all got a mama, if you at least had at least a little bit of respect, or if you was raised right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You would act like you got at least a little bit of sense. And I'm a Southern girl, and I'm a Louisiana Creole girl. And you're dealing with two Louisiana folk on the line. If you know anybody about family, you don't play with folk family, they brothers. And I'm the little sister to Rod. I'm the chief a stab of his little sister many lifetimes, not just this one.
Mhm.
And then I'm her daughter for multiple lifetimes. And trust me, I got all my records. So when I tell y'all find you something safe to do, I'm really trying to save your whole bloodline. And I'm gonna leave it there because I'm not nice.
Mm.
I'm nice until I'm not.
That's
And
right.
that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, mama. Sorry.
So
No,
Phoenix,
no, it needed to be said.
Yeah, because see, they disrespectful, and I don't like all that disrespect because you ought to respect your
They gonna
elder.
get
Even if you
booted.
don't believe in the spiritual stuff, you ought to have some type of respect for your elder
They
because
gonna
that's
get
just
booted.
southern living. But you know, they trolls, but that's okay because I like to hunt.
Phoenix, for the women that's already doulas that want to sign up for the registry or assist as a teacher,
Yeah, so this
how
is
can
what
they
I've been
how
doing.
can they contact you?
Okay, yes. So I've been doing getting them to fill out, it's called like a job forms essentially. So I've been getting like their name and email addresses because you know we're working on a separate site because I currently have kind of like the Rising Phoenix site, but I'm literally having to get a whole separate site built while we're in the in-between for the current doulas. So if they want to contact me, I'll send them a direct link where they can just put their information. I'm gathering it. And then once I kind of get this other site, I've got a person who's in IT that's working with me to get that site built for me that it should be up in the next probably 4 weeks or so. Then
So
we'll
you want
have
them to
that one.
email you?
They can probably either, email me, which is Rising, RAISING, Phoenix78 @gmail.com, or hit me in the Instagram DM, which is Rising Phoenix Academy, which is RAISING Phoenix Academy. That's my Instagram, and you can just DM me and I'll send you the link directly. That way you can fill it out. And then not this week, but next week, probably on the 23rd of February, those who are currently doulas, I will have a Zoom meeting, myself and my co-instructor, Miss Cynthia McFadden. She's wonderful. She's an experienced doula out of Atlanta. I already have her doula running business, things like that. And so we're current doulas are going to get together. And the reason for a couple things. One, so if they're current people, we can send you to them. But two, for the students who will be coming in after they graduate out of the program, I would like to have them under people that are apprenticeships. This is something you could do separate with your business. What you all want to do after that will be on you. I'm here to support you all in what you're currently doing. And so I want to like build a network of us. So
And FYI on the doulas, once the matriarchy is running, the payment to doulas come from big mamas. They don't get paid from the client. They automatically on payroll to big mama to make sure all their needs is met.
Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely gonna make sure, uh, I do right by the people.
Mm.
I mean, uh, I have little tolerance of any more people being hungry, losing their houses. Because we're gonna turn some folks loose on these corporations, particularly these police departments. Those are
Yeah.
the those are the first things, some of the first um the agenda that I have that I know is affecting people the most right now is the police and the attorneys.
And so the police are going to be replaced with local tribal security who will be trained by the FOI and security of our people. We don't police our people the same way that this United Nations peacekeeping force that we believe is our servant protectors is really our servant breaker neckers. They were the slave patrols, and they was here, only purpose they was here was to maintain the business of the corporation of selling
Mm-hmm.
crime.
Mm-hmm.
All crime is commercial.
Yep.
So they have to be replaced by proper tribal law enforcement.
I
We
want to
not gonna.
ask you, I want before you move on with that, I have to ask you, what is I know that we're still in the process of, solidifying my position. So, and we're in the process of getting things done. I get that. And but for those folks who are still contacting me about, well, I want to get my birth certificate authenticated. I got this court case coming up. We got all these people still got things going on with this corporation that's supposed to be not um operating on the land. But it's kind of like they still not uh the police departments and the courts and stuff are still throwing people out of their houses, throwing people in jail. So how do we address the current situation that we, on one hand, we're we're telling the people, the corporation is no longer, but we're still seeing, them.
Corporate activity.
That's correct.
So we gonna wake up one day and all the courts gonna be closed.
Like the banks are right now.
Yep, the bank's closing down. The courts is gonna be done all at once. The only thing going to be open is tribal courts. We have tribal courts across the land that the people don't know about.
Okay.
And the tribal courts is going to have to review the cases to determine if the quality of character of the individual can allow them to be immediately released. We want to get as many people out of the system, the penitentiary system, as possible. When the matriarchy comes back into being, we have a personal coach for everybody that's locked up. Big Meats used to be the chief who was in charge of training the young boys how to live in opulent wealth and to raise the prince to become a king. That was his job on the land before the government snatched him. And so we're going to have more of his training method for the youth, and for the ones that's coming out of the system. Chiefs like Big Meats is going to be instrumental in re-educating them and making sure they have resources so they don't revert to criminal activity, because 98% of all crimes is driven from a commercial action, and the government has criminalized a sizable portion of our natural culture in order to keep us in the system. That was part of the money-making scheme of putting the nation in slavery under the Emancipation Proclamation. Everybody thought that was freeing the slaves, but it was enslaving everybody on the land with that document. And 14th Amendment, which was never properly ratified to begin with. We're going back to Mott. We're going back to justice, fairness, and balance. The people have read in the historical record that in Atlantis, there was no such thing as crime. And they say that was all because of the Council of Elders, who knew how to teach people how to raise children. The Council of Elders in Atlantis was a council of matriarchs. The mothers have an instinct for child rearing that men do not have, because his natural role is to assist in the child rearing and raising, and he ain't supposed to carry no baby, and he ain't got no uterus. So we going back to proper balance, re-educating the men on what they've been told about the women, and educating the women on the lies they've been told about the men. Because once we get that shit cleared up, they can stop acting like we only been having relationships for the last 20 years and we don't know how to do this shit. We've been doing this for thousands of years. We just got outside forces interrupting our home lives with the willful intent to break up our families.
Right.
This is the renting of the garment of the Christ. It's the tearing of the family fabric, the royal fabric, the royal families.
And just
Right.
to
So
piggyback on the bank thing that you said, I think I shared with you. It's definitely happening in real time. I've had many people come to me that have started receiving letters from banks, from the Bank of America, Wall Wells Fargo and many others, that they have 30 days, 30 days to come get their money at the bank. And these aren't people who have had missing funds or have done anything illegal. These are business-minded people with large amounts of money in the bank. And so when they inquired why, they just were told, we don't have to give you a reason why, you just have to get it. And so when we were telling you different things about that the system was breaking down, this has happened. And if you Google, if you check about that, if you check about that, Rockefellers and the Rothschilds have transferred their rights or ownerships over from the banks. It's many things that is happening in the papers literally in the last 7 days. I know it's real cute to be a troll, but if you keep your finger on the pulse financially around the world, not even just with this Nigerian banker, but things in real time with real people like that, I literally really know. Um, that's why we've been trying to tell you all, and it's happening. And some people are probably getting letters probably because of who they are. Everybody ain't gonna get a letter. That's why we tell you don't really keep a lot in that bank like that. So I'm trying to speak to you as safely as I can on this platform, but I'm trying to help you. So I really know.
Do y'all want a real glueless wig? I need a real.
Also, when we talk about receipts, I told them about the reporters was going to be rolling over because the new set of reporters is going to be obligated to tell you what's really going on. I call them the disclosure crew. When you see those local reporters start being switched out, they finna start the disclosure telling you everything that's going on. Today was a big deal because Q posted a timer that coincided with this episode of Young Elder where Chief Redbird reads into the record the declaration of the matriarchal return. So DC is done. Anything coming out of DC is done. She is the spearhead for the matriarchs. Because she's following the elders' path that they laid for us, she's showing the rest of the matriarchs what time it is by performing the same function that we need as many of them to perform as possible. They could read the same document independently on their own into the public record, right? And like I said before, if it's a young lady under 25, she can declare that she is the handmaiden to her big mama. She know who her big mama is. And then she can read it in the record on behalf of her big mama. And if she know her tribe, she can mention her tribe in there too. But if you don't know your tribe, all you have to do is name your big mama. Because your big mama, y'all gonna go back to, I think they're going back 7 generations to a common grandmother to start trickling down the funds to the people. That's from their individual family lines inheritance.
And the beauty of the astrology of it all is the day that she's having the meeting, no less than 3 days later. So it's like I said, again, it's power in the 3, 6, and 9. It will be the Virgo, again, the Virgo full moon. And we know full moons are completions and endings, right? So Virgo is the sign of the big mom. So we will be ending the patriarchal Pisceanic system because Virgo mirrors Pisces, which is a Pisceanic energy that they stole the birthright under. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, their God of Karma, their teacher planet, they're getting all their karmic energy from under that 1776 energy. They are under their Plutonian in Aquarius under their other natal chart of 1783 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is why they moved the capital to DC. I told y'all some energy coming in on that Eastern Shore. And so when she does that reading, or the 100 mother matriarchs have it earlier that week. And then if y'all choose to read it during that course of that week and building that energy, by the time that full cultimatum hit between that February 23rd, 24th, You talk about some shaking not only going on the etheric level and the astrological level, but it's going to affect also again on the physical. It's already been affecting since she read that very first reading that she did on Young Elder's channel. I mean, things have already been moving and shifting. So such a time as this. And then again, like I told y'all, the next eclipse is that March 25th, which is again Libra, the breaking and ending of contracts. And it's not just a full moon, but an eclipse. So an ending of one contract and the beginning of a new beginning. So
Beautiful. All right. Um,
So
any,
if go ahead, Big Mom.
no, I was gonna say any last words of wisdom?
nothing, we'll just get
Hmm.
the word out. We'll make sure we get it out. I'll post it. I know Rod will have it posted. We're gonna share it. I've been contacting matriarchs, and we will make sure that no less than 100 matriarchs are there for you.
Okay.
And they're gonna be coming from all over the world. And I've also contacted my contact in the Tongan and Samoan Islands. And Phoenix has made
All right,
contact with
Australia,
Australia,
Haiti, got Haiti on the
maybe.
board.
Yeah.
Jamaica, we got folks from all the Caribbean. You know, make sure the Caribbeans is there. Yeah, so we're gonna have them from everywhere. Hmm.
So for some of y'all not watching, they still have matriarchal mothers that's doing something similar in the different places around the world, right? After Empress Redbird made her public claim, the matriarch, the Maori matriarch was telling a constitutional convention, we y'all visitors, we let y'all stay. Now y'all gotta clean y'all house up or y'all can't stay here because we own this. So it's getting out, but when 100 women do it, and it changes the internal human algorithm to the collective mind of people, it's going to affect us in a benevolent way. It's going to change the dynamic. Our war story now becomes the greatest love story ever told. The mother searches for her son across all ages of time and space and finally locates him on his quest to recover the throne for the great mother so that he could see his mother in her rightful glory.
Right.
It's the greatest fucking story ever told.
Yes.
It's the greatest love story in the history of history.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
And I just
great
want to say,
mother.
Mama, we just thank you for everything that you've done, for taking the hits. We know they've been here. We know there's been doubters. We ignore them, but we just thank you for all that you've done. We appreciate you. Just your presence, your voice have given peace to so many of the little girl and little boys in adult bodies. I've gotten so many inboxes and text messages from so many multiple people. So we appreciate you. Chief Pontiac, we appreciate you for everything from the post when
Yeah.
everybody thought you was crazy
Yeah.
and thought you was just talking in code and flipping and making these numbers. And even when I said release the crack and you showed me something you had said from 2020 and you knew what you was talking about. And now you get to be able to be quiet and to do the enjoyable work and get to smile and laugh. And it's so good to be able to see you smiling for a young elder. We
Hmm.
appreciate your platform. Again, I know I tell you all the time, but I think, people have so much negativity thrown at them that we have to speak life. This is the difference of what we're the age we're moving in. And although, yes, I'm an assassin, I'm still at heart a lover of my family. Right. So this is my family. So I appreciate you, young elder, for your platform for not only this, but for keeping Baba's name, for keeping Baba's legacy, for spreading his word, the positive energy about the great master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York. Because if don't nobody else go hard on these platforms of YouTube, it's been Young Elder, right? So I appreciate the wisdom and the love of not only that, but of you breaking down the tribal stuff and the passion and the day in and the day out. And we all don't do everything perfect, but you do it with a pure heart and a loving heart. So we really appreciate you. And if no one else has told you, I also want to tell you that And we just as a collective that is more voices of yes, and we appreciate and we thank you and we love y'all than it is the no. So everybody, mama, I know I supposed to say Empress, but mama, because this is what I'm so used to calling you. And
It's
my big
okay.
brother Rod and young Etta, thank you all. As I'm gonna speak as a voice from the Divine Collective. And Ashe, and Ashe,
Ashe. Ashe.
and
Okay.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So people remember, in the words of wisdom, this is what my mama taught me growing up. It's free to have gratitude. It don't cost you a dime. It's free to appreciate when people are doing something for you, even if you don't know what they're doing. It's free. It don't cost you a dime to be kind to other people, right? It's free to spread the love energy around without being take a suck up. You can still spread the love. You can help somebody in distress. You can help a friend with a favor. Just don't expect one in return. Do it because you can and because it's the love. And don't hold people tit for tat, favor for favor, because that's going to tilt the balance of the relationship. So if you do something for somebody, do it out the kindness of your heart and don't expect nothing in return. And if they return something, that's what you call a blessing. But if you put it out in righteousness, it's going to come back to you in honor. And those are my last words for the day.
Well, I know my words is I'm gonna donate to all of y'all cash apps because
Thank
although I
you.
give my words, I'm gonna give my funds because although I know we're waiting on the other currency right now, this is a way that I also can show my love and support. So I know you posted the Empresses. I will be doing that. But I also want to give my little gift to Rod. No, he ain't asked me and did nobody ask me to do nothing because if anybody know me, can't nobody tell me what to do. So I'm doing it because it's what I want to do. And Rod, if you could send me your elders, I want to give a love donation to him. So, nobody, they don't get paid for this. They're not content creators. I'm not either. I don't get paid for what I do. I do what I do as far as when it comes to content creating. So, I encourage you all, if the spirits speak to you, to sow a love gift to these people, these three, because they give, you don't even know the amount of hours, sometimes 20 hours a day. If Rod's anything like me, sometimes we up 3 days at a time if we channeling. I know
Yeah.
I've been.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's easy to criticize, but for us to get to these points, these people have children and lives and everything. So I'm gonna sow my seed because anything I sow, it always returns. But I don't even do it for the return. I do it because I literally am appreciative. So that's what I wanted to say.
And gratitude changes everything.
My last words of wisdom is you can come on and get aboard this train. You can come in to the house, get yourself together, and if you don't like it, you can leave and we'll gladly refund your misery. I'm gonna say that one more time. Come on to Big Mama's house. Come in and rest a while, look around. And if you don't like Big Mama's house, you can go right on back out that door and we will return your misery. Ashe.
If you come up in Big Mama house tripping, yeah, we gonna bust you upside the head. Tell me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let these big ass uncles
Reassassinate.
come out. Wait till you see Tookie and who come out with him. Wait till
Yeah.
these when these motherfucking gorillas roll out Big Mama Byron talking about what y'all say about my Big Mama.
You better watch out for us.
Because I
Wait till
don't,
y'all.
I already done told them last week, if you can bring me one person on this planet that you say that I've done wrong or I've took something from them or misled them in any kind of way, just bring me one. Don't bring no false witness. because you're going to get checked if you bring a false witness. But if you can find one person that can bear witness against Big Mama, have done wrong to someone, ripped them off, misled them, lied to them, frauded them, or did anything against nature of what a mama is supposed to do, I want you to bring that person to me. Bring it in the forefront. Don't be putting no on TikTok and all that and saying bringing false witness just to be bringing one. But honestly, bring them before me. Bring them before me, and we'll put them live so that we can have a conversation. That's how confident I feel in my works and my deeds and what I've done on up to now. And the last thing I want to say about the works, let my works and my deeds speak for itself. Some of the best work that I have done is in secrecy and privacy. Because when you're willing to do things behind the curtain and you doing work, I've got lots and lots and lots of videos of recordings of all the works that I've done over these past 30 years. So I'm not new to the work. I'm not new to this. It's just that I'm new to TikTok. I'm new to the platforms because I have done my best masterpieces off of these platforms and changed many, 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 many lives. And a lot of them are listening right now behind the scenes. And they can't wait. And by the way, we are at a capacity for March the 3rd. So we can't accept any more folks because our people are in overload with we got over I think almost 1,000 people signed up to come in to the class on March the 3rd and hang out with the current class members. And what I'm saying is I'm doing some mighty works on behalf of the people. I'm not doing it to get recognized, because if that was the case, I would have been on these platforms and doing what I do. It just so happened that I was invited. Not I am looking for nobody to put me on their platform. Because if I come on your platform, your life is going to be changed. If that makes any sense right now.
That's right, Big Mama. That's right.
So I'm not here for no fashion show and all of that, because Big Mama getting seasoned, and every day it's telling me I'm getting seasoned. And but I'm gonna get the work done and finish the work that has to be done. And those who want to benefit will benefit. Those who want to stay over there, you stay on over there. But don't come on these platforms telling lies on me. Because what you put on me gonna be returned back to you tenfold for 1 million years. And I'm speaking that now. So whatever you say against me, let it be returned back to you. And I'm gonna keep on trucking. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.
Okay.
It is already so.
You take us home, Elder?
Hey, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. But we had 10,000 people on tonight, so it's like a record.
What?
Yeah, 10,000 people. We got 2,000 on live right now, but like it calculates everybody that come in to different people, so it was like 10,000 people. Yeah, so that's like a record.
So make sure that you all the ladies that is on this platform tonight, don't forget to put that take that information down. Join us next Tuesday so that we can open up the gate to allow you to come in and take your rightful place among your society and among your land on next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And I think your elder, you put the stuff in the
Yes, ma'am. I got
chat.
it already in there. I got it already locked in.
Okay. So we thank you for joining us tonight for the public notice reading tonight. And I bid everybody a restful night.
All right.
Love and light.
Love and light. That'll do it. That'll do it. Hey, Phoenix, I'm gonna get with you. We're gonna be coming on this week for that class you got set up.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Peace and love to everybody. Peace and divine love throughout the balanced universe. Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum, hotep. Peace.
All right, yeah, well,
and young elder,
Yes,
I'd like to talk to you.
Okay.
After the call.
I'm gonna send you his number.
Okay.
Okay. Can you send me his number?
Yeah,
and I'd like to talk to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Love and light, everybody.
Love and light, Mom.
All right, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Wadu.
Hey, son.
Hey.
You look like you're at peace now.
Oh yeah, you just gave me the Holy Ghost on another level.
Now, how so?
When you read that was so powerful. But I'm gonna hang up on here. I'm gonna call you on the phone.
Okay.